And Quentin Wright, All-American 2 years ago as a true freshman, redshirted last year. He's going for a Big Ten championship up against a freshman from Minnesota, Kevin Steinhaus. This is how they got there. Wright takes over the #1 seed when he upset Travis Rutt from Wisconsin in the quarters. Then he wins close to get to the final. Steinhaus comes from the #2 seed to where he is expected to be vying for a championship. Now we can hear.
Quentin, great victory. You were an All-American 2 years ago as a true freshman. Last year you redshirted. High expectations this year. Didn't really start out the way you would have liked, but it seems like you're putting it all together now.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody who's been there for me up to this point, and they're going to be the people who are there in the future. And I just want to thank them because they've really helped me believe in myself, and they believed in me. The coaches, my teammates, they've all been really good, and the community members. And thank you all for your prayers, and because it's working, and I'm starting to turn things around. Thank you.
Kevin, great match. You're a redshirt freshman in the Big Ten finals. You're wrestling an opponent that you've beaten pretty handily before. Quentin Wright, he's had some success a couple years ago. Do you have something to prove?
Not really. Wrestling for Minnesota here, you're expected to do well, and so that's what we train for. I just wrestle as hard as I can every time and go out there to glorify God. That's my motivation.
Kevin Steinhaus, a freshman, going up against a sophomore, Quentin Wright. There's a good look at Quentin Wright. He's had some shoulder problems this year, coming back after a redshirt year last year. All-American as a true freshman. Here's the team standings. Penn State out in front, 133. Iowa, 132. We'll set it up for you. Penn State here as a championship contender, trying to go 5 for 5 with Quentin Wright. Then Iowa has a finalist at 197 in heavyweights. So whatever happens here, Iowa have the opportunity to counter it. This has not been decided. One of the closest Big Ten team races ever. Quentin Wright up against Steinhaus.
Well, this is a great matchup. I think, the last time these guys got together, there were big moves, big scrambles. Steinhaus pretty much dominated because he was able to get points early, but Quentin Wright is dangerous. And, he moved up from 174 pounds. You see why. You got Ed Ruth there at that 174-pound weight class. It makes sense for him to build himself up to be part of this team. And a guy who's had success before, maybe had a difficult time with the transition moving up the weight class. But, when he was a freshman, he got hot at this tournament and carried through to an All-American placing in the national tournament. But Steinhaus, what a great competitor he's been all year. Really likes to work hard off the underhook. Likes the underhook on the left-hand side, and a lot of his offense, but he can go, starts from that left side, but he'll go either way. And what I've noticed about him, Lee, he's really tough in the top position. He gets on you, he's just old school, grind him, wrist rides, tight waist, and likes to finish the periods on top.
Well, he majored right last time they wrestled.
On the Big Ten Network, yeah. The broadcast that we did out there is great.
10-1.
Yeah.
So he is tough on top. When you go into a match like this with a guy that you've beaten pretty convincingly before, and now you're on the big stage, you're in the finals, and you have to just produce again.
Yeah, I think for Wright to get in this match, he needs to be the guy that scores first, and he could do that a number of ways. You would attack directly at his hips, and he's going to look for a big move. He's got a good neck wrench. You can come all the way around behind him here. He's got moves that will take you directly to your back.
1 minute, 1 minute.
He wrestles a little bit like Mark Perry. Mark Perry, Jr., that was in the wrestling ring with Penn State for a while. I think that with Coach Sunderland before Cale Sanderson got there, so we got a lot of experience here being around a winner like Mark Perry. And then those styles kind of complement each other, those two athletes, tall for their weight class. Again, Steinhaus, more traditional. And Steinhaus needs to probably take a little more territory, go forward. Now he's got the underhook he wants on that left-hand side. We'll see if he's able to use it.
25 seconds left in the first period here between Wright, the 5th Penn State finalist, and Steinhaus from Minnesota, the redshirt freshman. Wright, a finalist 2 years ago in the Big Ten championships as a true freshman, went ahead to become an All-American. He's from Bald Eagle Area High School, which is very local from Happy Valley. So he's a local kid, made good for the Nittany Lions.
You got 4, Kevin.
There you see that left-handed underhook that Steinhaus likes to work from. almost getting points on the edge, getting to a leg. If you had to handicap this period, you'd say that this really went well for Quentin Wright, given the fact that he got beat 10-1 earlier.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you don't want to have happen.
We'd like to hear your comments and suggestions this season about our wrestling coverage, so write us at www.big10network.com/wrestling. Let us know what you think. Again, that address is big10network.com/wrestling. Steinhaus from Penn, Minnesota, Kirkhoven Murdoch Sunberg High School. The redshirt freshman gets the escape. Was out in front 1-0. Quentin Wright's a different wrestler than he was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, he is.
He was wrestling with a banged up shoulder and he was hurt. And when I saw that he was 8th seed, I knew that it was going to be a barn burner quarterfinals between Travis Rutt and Quentin Wright. And Quentin Wright went in there thinking, I'm taking this #1 seed over. And he did.
Yeah, he's the most dangerous guy in the tournament. He's at the #8 seed.
That was a nice technique. He just arm drag to a double. Did it.
That looked like the old Medved arm drag to the inside trip.
Yes.
Went to a double leg, and that's what he used to take down Chris Taylor.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And a member of the Olympic team back when Chris Taylor was. Jay Robinson, a member of USA's Greco-Roman Olympic team. There in the corner, the 25-year head coach, that's Luke Becker, standing up, his assistant coach.
Well, that was really called late. Now Steinhaus has to be careful because he's in a tough situation now. Now he's on top,
and he's
going to get the reversal.
Back points, but he does get the reversal.
I don't think that was a takedown. Actually, they headbutted, and Steinhaus actually stopped wrestling for a minute, thinking, I don't know what he was thinking, but
yeah, I think he was out of it there for a while. He fell back on his haunches, and then Wright was able to go ahead and put the leg in.
36 seconds left in the second period. 3-2. Steinhaus, he looks okay. He's ready to go. He's up 3-2.
Well, he answered with reversal, and here's where Quentin Wright is really dangerous. Watch him in this position. He's always looking for a big move.
Really hit bikes, actually.
Yeah. I've seen him before here look for big moves off of that situation. Took the escape. Riding time not a factor here. Short time at the end of the second
15.
period. We'll get a good chance of taking a look at that action replay. Here's the he had the leg in, and technically he's got weight on the hands, so he is behind both elbows. So I guess I'd call that too. The referee agrees. And then he was looking for the big move right there to split him up.
That would have been a big move. That's like a Randy Lewis type of move from Iowa.
Nice roll through effort by Quentin Wright. I really like that sequence there for the big guy coming up to his feet, go right into a shoulder roll. 4-3.
Quentin is definitely a different wrestler now than he was at the beginning of the season. He has really picked up his game. Maybe the injury's behind him now, so he could just wrestle the way he wants to wrestle.
Well, I think that the key on this bout here is for Wright to keep that right elbow in, because that's the single leg shot that Steinhaus likes to go to. He likes to do it off the underhook.
There's Mike Steinhaus, dad of Kevin Steinhaus.
You know, guys have patterns, and they'll serve up something, but for Steinhaus, it all gets started with that left-handed single leg. Likes to do it off the underhook, and he can't get it right now because of that. He's got the head position he wants. Nice job of warding that off by Wright.
Closing in on 1 minute left in regulation time. It's 4-3.
1 minute.
There's no riding time advantage for either wrestler. Can Quentin Wright make it 5 for 5 for the Nittany Lions and put him out in front by more than 1 point?
Actually, put him up by 5.
Except that there's
45.
Iowa's trying to score.
Nice high arm there, but couldn't quite hang on to it. No stalling there. There's no other direction that Quentin could go. Clearly, Kevin is picking up the pace here. You can see him.
Yeah, and this is the time in the match where you go to maybe your weak side. You've been showing the left-hand shot at most of the match. Maybe go to the back side, go to the other side.
Going to be one last shot for Steinhaus. He's going to have to make it good.
15,
Quentin Wright
warning
is going
green.
to make it 5 for 5. What a performance by Penn State.
Great performance.
8 seconds left. As Jim always says, what's that go-to shot?
7.
For Kevin Steinhaus, the freshman. Can he win it right here?
2.
Whoa!
Whoa!
No points.
Oh my goodness!
No points.
Wow!
No. Little too late. Penn State goes 5 for 5. Can they hold on now as Iowa has finalists at 197 and heavy? Quentin Wright, your Big Ten champion at 184 pounds. This is a packed house with Iowa, Penn State, epic battle. Cale Sanderson says, well, we can't do better than that. 5 for 5 in the finals.
Great match, though. I think if Kevin Steinhaus would have picked up the pace sooner, he would have been able to score.
Let's go to Gibby.
All right. Thanks, Tim. I'm here with Quentin Wright. I tell you what, you come into this tournament, 8th seed, all right, beat the #1 seed, and in the finals beat a guy who beat you 10-1 earlier. How did you keep your composure and your confidence in this match?
Just stay focused on the match, really. I mean, that's pretty much it. Relied on the strength and conditioning that my coaches taught me. Main thing being smart out there when I'm wrestling. Don't give up.
Right.
Don't ever give up.
Right. Well, good job. You didn't give up, and you showed everybody out there a great example of persistence.
Yeah, I want to thank my community just for being there for me and my mom, my brother, and everyone else.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, thank you. And Nola Wright, you are a proud mama. You've got a Big Ten champion who never gave up. Never give up. That's what wrestling teaches you. And Quentin Wright, the sophomore, All-American, he is your Big Ten champion. We'll come back in just a moment and see if Iowa